Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Charlotte Ashman. Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything educational and inspirational. Now guys, in this video, we will be helping students to prep for the upcoming ability test exam. So for the next 60 minutes, we'll be going through past paper questions and we'll be just chatting with students and having a jolly good time. All right, so if you know someone who is taking the PEP exam, for grade 6, just share the link and let them join. And of course, even after the live session, they can always come to my YouTube channel, Pep Talk with Dr. Charlotte Ashman, and watch the videos. Now, guys, I thought about starting this video in a different manner instead of just jumping right into the lesson. I want to talk to students for a minute. I want to talk to students, especially students from lower socioeconomics, students whose parents can't really afford it. And, people always ask me, what motivates you? Why you do these things, why you sell your products so cheap? And I want to address a few things, why I take time out of my day to do things like this, right? So, for the next 2 weeks, instead of charging persons to get my time, and my time is valuable, I decided that I would come on at 6 o'clock and I would help students to prep for the upcoming exam. I call it the rescue session. So it's really for students who need it, And let me tell you why I do it. Guys, I grew up in Grand Spend. Well, I spent my earlier years in Grand Spend, Jamaica. And it was a rough life. I used to sell on the streets, So I used to sell callaloo. I talk about this all the time. I used to walk up and down and sell callaloo in a big chicken box, And I would help my parents sell at the market. They used to have a grung. I refuse to call it a field or a farm, rather. It's a little grung where we just grow, food items for the household, and then the excess we would sell, and I would do that. My sister and I used to enjoy doing it in all fairness, and I guess that is why I became an entrepreneur, because I used to love hustling on the street side. And I have seen the value of education. Nobody has to tell me what education can do. I have earned 3 master's degrees, a PhD. I live a good life, all because of education. I never marry rich. I didn't have any benefactor. I don't have any big brother. I don't have any big sister. I don't have anybody in government or anybody who is looking out for me. I have made life just by being educated and using my education to help me, right? So I didn't just go and get an education. I brought back e-learning, online test prep to the Caribbean. I was the first person in the Caribbean to set up a website to help students to prep online. And every single day that I live, I sit down and I think about ways that I can impact education, and ways that I can give back, and ways that I can do things so that another Charlotte, another little me who is hustling on the street side, or, who has a parent. My father was a car wash man, my mother was a domestic helper. So I want to help persons who, can't afford it to get the same quality education as, someone whose parents are a lawyer, a doctor, or so on, right? And that is why I do what I do. It's not necessarily to make money I don't even monetize my YouTube channel. I'm just doing what I do because I want to give back to Jamaica. And I've been giving back for over 20 years. I started my website in 2005, gogsat.com. So it's 21 years that I'm doing this, And every single year I make time to help students who can't afford it. So that is why I do what I do, right? And only thing I ask of students, if you come to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel. It's not monetized. I'm not even making money from it, but I do want you to subscribe. I want to grow the channel. And just share the videos with your friends. So I feel really bad when I do a video and I see 200 people watching it, because I want persons to watch the videos. I want students to benefit from what I am doing, and that is my only motivation, to help you guys, right? And I also want to encourage students, I want you to understand, and this is from my life. So I'm not telling you something from a book. Education is the only way out of poverty, right? I talked about this years ago on Profile. When I attended Merle Grove, I attended Merle Grove High School. When I attended Merle Grove, I joined every single team because my mother was so poor. We couldn't afford lunch money sometimes. So when I moved from Grants Bend to Stony Hill, I was on the track team. I used to run at Girls Champs almost every year. And I joined the track team. Well, I was really good at tracks, but I joined the track team because we got vitamins back then. God bless Joyce Taylor, God rest her soul. We got vitamins, we got free lunch. I mean, so I was always on the track team. And then when track season was over, I joined the netball team because netballers got free lunch as well. So I could take the pressure off my mom. So I could say, Mom, just give me the bus fare to go to school, because I know when I got to school, I would get a breakfast. I would get breakfast at school. And if you're on the netball team or the track team, you're going to get free lunch, right? So even though I didn't get to play, I think, when I was a member of Merle Grove track netball team, maybe I played in a match maybe twice because I wasn't good. But I would get free lunch, so I would take the pressure off my mom. Soon start teaching. All right, so and I see firsthand what education can do. I really want you to understand this. So, if you're preparing for your exam, your parents are struggling, I mean, just be a student. That's all that you are called to be right now. Just be a student. Take a little time outside of class, and when you come home from school, don't let your parents have to tell you to take up your book. Go and take up your book. Go and watch a video. Do something that is going to enhance what it is that you're learning at school. Go to school, guys, take in your education. And when you get a solid education, put it to good use and always give back. Do what I'm doing, so you always pour into somebody else. If you're in fifth form, you can pour into a fourth form or a third form or a second form. If you're in grade 6, you can pour into a grade 5 student. All right, so that's enough for today, but I hope you take something away from that. And I hope you guys kind of understand a little bit more, why I do what I do. So for the teachers out there, for parents, for whoever, that's why I do what I do, because I see what education did for me, and I know that education will do the same thing for your children. All right, so let's jump into class. All right, guys, normally when I teach on Zoom, I can share my screen, I can work out math problems and so on. But when I'm on YouTube, I realize that I'm limited. I need to fix that, guys, so I can work on my screen and so on. So you'll notice that for the last couple of days, I've been just working some verbal reasoning questions. And today I'm going to do the same thing. So guys, remember, I'm working from the Learning Hub Academy website. So I want you guys to go to Learning Hub Academy. And one thing that I've started doing on that website, guys, I am making access to the courses for you to register initially. I'm making that access free. Then if you use the program and you realize that you like it, then you can pay for it. So the name of my website is learninghubacademy.com. All right. And guys, in a few days, I'm going to introduce something else to you. I have basically single-handedly digitized the curriculum for students with intellectual disabilities. We're going to talk about that in a few days. And I'm going to show parents, if you have a child suffering from an intellectual disability, how that can help you. All right. So let's go, guys. Let me share my screen. And let's jump into class. All right, so here we have a question on screen. It says, for the item, select the option that does not belong. Let me see if I can make this zoom in a little bit. All right. All right, so guys, we're looking at these 4 words: fee, cost, price, discount. And it's asking us to select the option that does not belong: fee, cost, price, discount. So guys, I want you to tell me which one does not belong and why. Fee, cost, price, discount. All right, so everybody's saying discount, 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 discount. Da, da, da. All right, guys, tell me why you're saying it's discount. Why is it discount? Why is it not fee, cost, price? Why is it discount? I want to hear your reasoning. Maybe you guys saw this question already. What's the reasoning behind it? Why is it discount? Keith said discount because it's not the cost. All right, guys, let me show you something. Fee, cost, price, discount. Guys, let me tell you why. Guys, when you get these, and oh, this is a past paper question. So this is something that is coming from the ministry. Now, guys, let me tell you why it is discount. Think about it, guys. Fee, price, cost. Those are synonyms. They basically mean the same things. What you're gonna pay for something. Discount now is it's money that is going to be taken off the fee or the price or the cost. Okay, so that is why it is discount. Yes, guys, I see that most of you saying discount, but I'm asking you why is it discount? So, guys, when you're in the exam and you see a question like this, right? You're picking the odd one out. Guys, I want you to think about it. Why am I choosing that? Guys, you can't just choose something I don't know why. All right, I want you to know why you're choosing it. All right, so the other three, they're basically synonyms and discount is not. Okay, all right, so, and it's not the opposite, you know, guys. Anyways, so let's select discount and we're moving along. Guys, remember we're working from the Learning Hub website. All right, so which is not a necessary component of the word in bold type? And the word in bold type is month. All right, guys, let's talk about this a little bit. Which is not a necessary component of the word in bold type? Again, another past paper question. So let's talk about this. Holiday, week, day, Sunday. All right, so guys, you have holiday, week, day, Sunday. Let's look at that again. Holiday, week, day, Sunday. All right, guys, I want you to think about this. I see a lot of you, somebody's asking me to put them up. Let me put you up. Let me put you up. So you guys come back with it this year, put me up. All right. So holiday, week, day, Sunday. Why is it holiday? Guys, remember what I said yesterday about necessary component, right? Let's talk a little bit about necessary component. So guys, you are going to get a necessary component question in the PEP exam, right? And when you see that question, you're going to talk to yourself when you're in the exam. You're going to say, self, what's the answer here? What is absolutely necessary, right? And in this case, you're going to think about the 4 options and we're looking for the one that is not necessary. So look at the 4 options again, guys. Holiday, week, day, Sunday. Holiday, week, day, Sunday. All right, those 4. Holiday, week, day, Sunday. All right, so let's just pretend that we're looking at the calendar, right? We're looking at a calendar. And when you look at a calendar, guys, you're going to see month. Yes? Month is there all the time. And day, you know, you're going to see days on your calendar, right? Or, oh, I'm sorry, I'm making an error. The question asks, which is not, hold on, which is not a necessary component, right, of month. I'm sorry, guys, which is not a necessary component of month. So when you look at your calendar, you look at a month, right? So it was supposed to be Sunday, day, week, holiday. All right, it's on the screen. Sunday, day, week, holiday. All right, so guys, when you look at a month, you're going to have a week in a month. You're going to have days in the month. You're going to have a Sunday because every single month will have, you know, depending on the month, say 28 days, right? You have Sundays, at least 4 Sundays in a month. You have 4 weeks in a month. But guys, the one thing that you don't must have in a month is holiday. All right. So holiday, that's the reason why you're going to choose holiday, because you it's not a necessary component of a month. Somebody's saying, Miss, I got the question before. All right. Yes. That's Xavier Pinnock, holiday, because a month doesn't need a holiday to be a month. Yeah, all right. Okay, guys, Very smart. So you're going to get a necessary component question. You're going to get a necessary component question, guys. No doubt about it. So what you're going to do is to think about it and say, what is it that may be absolutely necessary depending on the situation, or what you don't need? All right. So not a necessary component of month. It has to be holiday, because all the others, you will find them at all times in a month, but not every single month will have a holiday. All right, so that's the answer. Let's look at another question, guys. So let's answer this question and let's move on. So it's going to be holiday. Holiday. All right, here's another one. Barber is to here as chef is to. All right, so here we have an analogy. Barber is to here as chef is to. All right, so guys, remember what I said about analogies, right? Let's take on Xavier. All right, so barber is to here as chef is to what? Guys, I'm going to ask every single person on the live to just share the live so that your friends can join and benefit. All right, guys, I want to see at least 100 students on the live this evening. And make sure that after the live, you share so other persons who are not on that, they can go and watch it. And subscribe to the channel, guys. That costs you nothing, right? Channel is at 17,500, I think. I'd love to see it grow to 20,000 persons. All right, so barber is to here as chef is to what? Okay, guys, think about it. What is the association between barber and here? What is the association? So, and so you're going to think, what is the association that between barber and hair? So a barber cuts people hair. They work in somebody's head, right? They work with your hair. That's what a barber does, cut your hair, right? So what is it that the chef works with? Okay, let's look at the options, guys. You have lunch, you have serve, you have dinner, and the last option is food, all right? So a barber works with your hair, chef works with your food. All right, so the answer there would be food, right? So that's the analogy, what it is that the barber works with, works in. Barber works with your hair. That's what the barber does. All right, or he's going to work on your hair to give you a hairstyle, and the chef is going to work on food to give you something to eat. All right, so it's what is the barber working on or working with? What is the chef working with? All right, I wanted to say I wouldn't say the ingredients, but this is what the barber is working with, right? Barber is working in your hair, chef is working in your food. All right, so the answer there, guys, is food. All right, let's look at this one. For this item, select the option that does not belong. Again, another classification question. You have mansion, castle, hotel, house. All right, guys, I want you to tell me what's the answer here. Select the option that does not belong in the group. Mansion, castle, hotel, house. And guys, I don't just want you to tell me the answer. I want you to tell me why. I wanted to, guys, you're doing well. I see you answering on, I think these are the students on Facebook. Yeah. So I see you answering. Good job, guys. So mansion, castle, hotel, house. What's the answer there, guys? All right. So let me put up some of the answers that you guys are saying. So Deloitte Foster is saying hotel, but guys, you're not telling me why you're saying hotel. Nisil, you're saying hotel. Guys, a lot of you saying hotel. This person is saying hotel because you have to pay for it. Oh, you're asking me to put you up. You guys love to put up, man. All right, so we pass food. This person is saying house. I wonder why you're saying house. Somebody's saying castle. All right, guys, I'm getting so many different answers. I want you guys to tell me why you're saying what you're saying. Guys, remember, I want us to go to 100. So share the link with your friends, guys. Help me to get to 100 today. All right, so I see an answer that I like. It says Miss Hotel because all the others are places where you can permanently reside. Yeah, these are dwellings, and hotel is where you stay temporarily. All right, So people live in mansions, people live in castles, people live in houses, but you don't live at a hotel, you stay there. It's a temporary abode. So all the others are permanent. All right. So Keith is saying, Miss, please put me up. All right, Keith, so we'll put you up there. So guys, you see this particular question, you look at it and you realize that everything is a permanent place of dwelling, right? Except the hotel. Hotel is somewhere where you go and stay temporarily. So that is going to be your odd one out. Guys, remember, you are going to get an odd one out question, and that is how you're going to reason out the question. You're going to look at the answers and you're going to say, three of these things will have something in common, one won't. And it's that one that is going to be the odd one out. And I use this example all the time. I love to use prime ministers. So I say, Andrew, let's use prime ministers. Look at this, guys. Michael Manley, Andrew Holness, PJ Patterson, Portia Simpson. No, Portia Simpson Miller. No, guys, you have 4 prime ministers. Who would be the odd one out? If you got a question like that. PJ, Andrew, Michael, Portia. Odd one out, guys. Wouldn't be PJ. No, because guys, think about it. Portia would be the only female person, female prime minister. So of course it would be Portia. Yeah. All right. Let me see if you're thinking, guys. Let me give you one. Let me give you one and see how you're thinking. Let's use, let me see how you're thinking now with this one, guys. Let me see how you're thinking with this one. No, I'm going to say this up front. It's not because Portia is the only female, right? So don't bother tell me that. So here's the question now. Odd one out. And I don't want to hear female. It's something else. All right. PJ, Michael Manley, Portia Simpson, Edward Seaga. All right. Odd one out. PJ, Portia, Michael, Edward, Seaga. Odd one out. All right. So I want, somebody's saying, who are these people, guys? Don't tell me that you're going to do PEP and you don't know who these people are. All right. So PJ Patterson, former Prime Minister of Jamaica, he was from the People's National Party. Then you have Portia Simpson Miller, first female Prime Minister. She was also from the People's National Party. Then you have, which was the other one I said, Michael Manley. He was also from the People's National Party. And then Edward Seaga, he was from the GLP. Remember I said that I wasn't basing this off male or females, right? So they were all prime ministers, but 3 were from the PNP, 1 from the GLP. I just want to see how you guys are thinking. All right, guys, last one before we go back to the past paper questions. Think about this one, guys. If I say to you, Charlotte, Simone, Patricia, and Peter, odd one out. Odd one out, guys. Come now, Charlotte. I'm looking at the chat to see if you guys are answering. Simone, Patricia, Peter. Well, who would be the odd one out? Yes, Peter. Yeah, somebody said Peter. All right, guys, remember, Peter, I'm a man. Guys, I hear you know, he's a man, right? I'm a man, okay. Yeah, it is Peter, guys. So when you think odd one out, you're going to think about something that all 3 would have in common. They're all female. And then Peter is a male, so Peter would be the odd one out. All right, guys. Guys, I know your teachers go over this, you know. So, I mean, I'm just reinforcing what you learned in school. All right, guys. So, yeah, Peter would be the odd one out. All right. Guys, we're up to 77. I want 23 more persons. All right. So let's go back into our past paper questions. And let's move on. So we're going to choose hotel for this one. All right. I am going to, okay, normally I don't do the quantitative reasoning questions on the YouTube because I can't get to work them out. I do that on my Zoom sessions, but let's see if we can do this one. It says, examine the pattern below, use it to answer the item. Which number replaces the 0 in the pattern? You have 2, 4, 4, 4, 0, 8, 4, 10, 4. Okay, guys, let's look at that. Guys, you are going to get a pattern in the exam. All right, guys, I want you to tell me, all right, guys, I want you to tell me what's going to replace the 0 in the pattern. Guys, we're still at 78. Come on, I want 79. I want to see 21 more persons on the live. All right, guys, which number replaces a 0 in the pattern? You have 2, 4, 4, 4, 0, 8, 4, 10, 4. All right, guys, this one is so easy. So easy, guys, so easy. And, you know, guys, I just want to encourage you. Guys, the ability test is not hard. Guys, you're getting material at a grade 4 level, you know, it's just critical thinking. So when you go in the exam, don't matter think you have to bust your brain to work out the problems. Honestly, guys, it's really critical thinking. Look at this problem, guys. Look at this problem. And I know some of you sitting down there working it out. It's nothing to work out. Look at it. You have 2, 4, 4, 4. Guys, notice something. It's counting by 2. The denominator, that's the bottom number, they remain the same. And we're increasing by 2. So this is 2, 4, 4, 4. Naturally, this is going to be 6, 4, then 8, 4, 10, 4. All right, so that's it. That's it, guys. So right here would be 6, 4. Okay. All right. So what's this person? Renee is saying, put me up. Let me put you up. 6 over 4. Yes, guys. All right. Good job. Good job, guys. Geniuses. All right. Let's look at another question. Guys, here's another past paper question. It says, examine the options and select the one that does not belong in the group. All right. Now, examine the options and select the one that does not belong in the group. Guys, I want you to, somebody's saying, put me up for what? All right. I want you to look at the 4 words, guys, and we're going to do a selection to choose which one does not belong. And I'm drinking my water. Guys, something I want to say to you, and I noticed this. I have a couple of students that I tutor privately, and I say this to them all the time. Guys, if you see something that you don't know, just take a dictionary now or go on Google and research it. Right? So, I mean, if I put these words up, right, this is a past paper question. So you can see how the ministry is thinking. And you don't know what duo means or both or trio or whatever. Guys, just look it up. Take a minute and look them up. So I'm going to give you a minute, guys, to look up trio, duo. You're supposed to know what pair and both means. Look them up, guys. So guys, the best way to learn is when you go and do self-discovery. I'm telling you. All right. I see a lot of you getting it right. Teachers are out there doing a great job with you. Good job, teachers. All right. Put me up, please. It's the last one. All right. Let me put you up. You better make sure you get it right. This person says, put me up, please. It's the last one because all the other ones means 2, and that's not how 2 is spelled. Well, for in this case, right? TWO. All right. Okay, you're right. Good job, guys. Good job. Most of you got this right. All right. So it's trio because pair 2, duo 2, both 2, trio 3. All right. Good job, guys. All right. Let's look at another question. And guys, I don't see 100 persons there. If we have 78 persons, so if each of you just send a link to one person, we'll get up to 100. I want to see 100 on this live. All right. Okay, and remember, guys, we'll be here again tomorrow doing it all over again. All right, so airplane is the flight attendant as school is to. And here we have another analogy. Airplane is to flight attendant as school is to what? Okay, guys, think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Airplane is to flight attendant, right? As school is to what? All right, so guys, but if I put you up, Jessica, you're blocking the screen. All right, so we have teacher, fish, pilot, principal. So airplane is the flight attendant, guys. So if you don't know who a flight attendant is, look it up, guys. But anyway, let me tell you that the flight attendant works on the airplane, and he or she normally attends to the passengers, right? So when you're on an airplane, the flight attendant will give you water, they'll give you food, they'll give you instructions, how to fasten your seat belt. They basically work with the passengers, right? So normally the pilot and the captain, they're up front flying the plane, and then the flight attendant will be in the cabin, talking to the passengers, giving them anything that they need. Let me talk to you a little bit. So guys, when you get an analogy question, the first thing you need to work out in your head is, what's the relationship between the first part? Because when you find that relationship, that is how you're going to get the second part correct. And guys, all of you should get the analogy questions right. There are usually maybe about two analogy questions on the ability test, right? So you know from the jump that you're going to get analogy questions, and you have to get them right. My students must get analogy right? So guys, all you have to do is work out the first part, and once you work out the first part, that relationship between the first two words, you apply that to the second part. All right, so let's look at the first two parts, right? So I told you that a flight attendant works on an airplane, but guys, something I want you to bear in mind. The flight attendant works with the passengers. So the flight attendant works directly with the passengers, okay? So when you think about the airplane, all right, if you've never been on an airplane, maybe you've been on a bus in Jamaica, right? And the driver is usually up front, and then the conductor would be working with the passengers. They are collecting the money, they're giving instructions, they're stopping the bus. Let off driver. Well, I don't think we'll do that in 2026. Yeah, but the conductor is the person who works around the back with the passengers. Similar to in an airplane, if you've never been on an airplane. So the flight attendant is the one who deals with the passenger. You want some water, flight attendant will get it for you. You want something to drink, you want anything, you want a blanket. If you're on an airplane, the flight attendant is a person that will help you. Okay, so now that we have established that the flight attendant works with the passenger, you know that the next part of the analogy is you're going to use that application. So let's see what they ask us in the question. So the next part says school is to whoever, right? So airplane is the flight attendant works on the airplane, so and deals directly with the passengers. So of course this person is going to work in the school and deal directly with the students. All right, so guys, there are two options that could confuse you, because you have principal and you have teacher. All right, so guys, I wanted to tell me which one would you choose, right? In this case, you have principal and you have teacher. Now guys, think about it now. Remember I said that the flight attendant works directly with the passengers, right? Okay, so of course you're looking for someone who works directly with the customers in the school. So that person has to be the teacher, right? So it can't be principal, because think about it, the captain would be like the principal. They're up front, they're leading the school, just like how the captain is leading the plane, but the flight attendant is dealing with the people, dealing with the customers. So of course it has to be, for that one, it has to be teacher. This person keeps telling me that she's been asking for a long time for me to put her up. This person said, Miss, but we now gonna have dictionary in an exam. Yes, you're not gonna have dictionary in an exam, but you have dictionary now. So when you see a word that you don't know, you have to go in your dictionary now and look it up, right? So that means that when you get to the exam, you're ready like Freddy. Okay. So guys, I'm telling you, when you do not know a word, you have to look it up, right? I noticed something too, guys. I want to spend some time going over some of these essay questions that you're getting in the ability test, because what I notice is that you guys just read through stuff, you don't know the words, you don't look them up, and then you start to answer questions. Guys, you can't answer questions if you don't understand what you're answering, all right? Yes, you can't use a dictionary in PEP, Miss Genius, but you can use it now, right? So I want you to look up things that you don't know now. Now is the time that you look it up. Now is the time that you train. Think about the PEP exam as the event, the girls' champs, the Olympics. You're training for it now. So now is the time that you look up words you don't know. Now is the time that you put in the extra work. Now is the time that you exercise. Now is the time. This is your gym. Okay? All right. So don't let me hear you telling me that you don't have dictionary in exam. All right. Put me up, please. I don't know why I'm putting it up. Let's look at the next question, guys. All right. So we said that the answer for this, it would be teacher. All right, we did get this question the other day, group, class, standard, set. All right, so I like how the ministry thinks, right? Because notice now, guys, they're giving you this and they're saying which is least similar. Least similar. So this time it's not really, you're not looking for an antonym. You're not looking for something that is opposite. You're looking for something that is least similar to the word in bold type. And the word in bold type is category. Category. So guys, you're looking for words that's least similar to category. So let's talk about that, guys. Which word is least similar to category? All right, guys, I don't see any answer for that. Why these people love, guys, why you love to ask to put you up? Yes, I know Miss Johnson. Miss Johnson is a very good teacher at Mannings Hill Primary. All right, guys, which word is least similar to the word in bold type? And we have category. Which word is least similar? All right, so you have group, you have class, you have standard, and you have set. So guys, when you look at it, you can see that set, class, and group, they're words that you could use interchangeably for category, right? It's a collection. So you have a group, you have class, you have set, you have category. The one that is least similar, guys, would be standard. I don't see anybody put up standard. What's going on here? Where are my geniuses? Why are you guys not putting up standards? I still see people talking about airplane and teacher, and guys, we passed that long time. All right, hold on. Let's look for new comments. All right, guys. Yeah, so I see you guys saying standard. Good job, guys. Good job. Geniuses. You guys are geniuses. All right, guys, here's what I wanted to do now. I want you to step away from the computer, and I want you to give your parents an opportunity to answer this question. Guys, they're eavesdropping on what we're doing. Let's see if they can answer this question. Which option is not a necessary component of the word in bold? You have vegetables, vendors, fruits, crowds. All right. So I'm giving parents an opportunity to answer this question. Come on, parents. Let me see if we can get this right. Vegetables. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me show you the entire question, parents. Hold on. All right. It says, which word is not a necessary component for the word in bold? And the word in bold is market. Market. So again, another past paper question. So we see how hero circle thinking. Which word is not a necessary component for the word in bold? All right, somebody's mom is answering, says, Miss, my mom said crowds because you don't need to have crowds in a market. Yes, guys, at a market, you go to the market to buy stuff. So of course you must have vendors, and vendors must have things to sell. Vendors normally sell things like vegetables and fruits. Yeah, so you have, those are necessary, vegetables, fruits, and the people to sell them, but you don't have to have crowd. Somebody's saying, my cousin said crowd. Yeah, good job, guys. Good job. Geniuses. Parents, you're getting it, man. All right, good. Good job. All right, so yes, guys, the answer here would be crowds. Good job. All right, let's take that off. All right, so let's move on. Guys, I still don't say 100. I would love to go up to 100 students. Guys, please make sure you share the video after we're done. All right, it says examine the options and select the one that does not belong in the group. You have sketch, drawing, photo, illustration. Guys, we should have given the parents this one. I bet you they wouldn't get it. Sketch, drawing, photo, illustration. Today I don't hear anybody saying that they cannot see. Are you guys seeing the screen okay? Oh, somebody's grandma is answering. My grandma said crowds. Good job, grandma. I love my grandma. My grandma is 101 years old. One day I must do a live class with her and sitting beside me so you guys can see her. All right. So guys, you have sketch, drawing, photo, illustration. Sketch, drawing, photo, illustration. All right, guys, come on. Guys, we passed crowds already. Oh no, let's go back some, man. All right, guys, come on. Sketch, drawing, photo, illustration. What are you guys saying for this one? All right, so here's what I am saying for this one, guys. Let me see. Carissa missed photo because all the others have to do with some form of drawing. All right, I'll take that. Yeah. So sketch, you're doing that by hand. Drawing, you're doing that by hand. Illustration by hand. Photo, now you're using a device to take a photograph, right? So photo there would be the odd one out. All right. All right, guys, we have a minute and we're going to do one more. Guys, did you enjoy the class? And these are all past paper questions. All right, it says, which option correctly completes the analogy? Ship is to ocean as train is to what? Let me see if you guys get this. Ship is to ocean as train is to, you have destination, locomotive, passengers, track. Guys, let me tell you something, you see, and that is why you have to think. That is why you have to think. Because look at this particular question. It says, let's talk about the question a little bit. It says ship is to ocean, right? As train is to. Now, if you're not thinking about the question, you might just jump and choose passengers. Train passengers. Train is associated with passengers. No, guys, that's why I said to you, when you see these analogy questions, you are going to think about how the first part is related, right? And then once you get that now, then you apply it to the second part. So ship is to ocean, you know that ship sail on the ocean. So we're looking for where the train sails on, right? So it has to be track, all right? So ship sails on the ocean, train will sail, will travel on the track, not sail, all right? Guys, I'm going to stop here because I have something to do at 7 o'clock. But of course, it was awesome spending some time with you guys. And tomorrow, God's willing, I'll be back at 6 o'clock to do it all over again. Please make sure that you share the live with your friends. So even this time that we spend together, just send them the link. It's Pep Talk with Dr. Charlotte Ashman. Guys, I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Pep Talk with Dr. Charlotte Ashman. And guys, remember that all the work that we're doing, all the work that we did today, you can get it on our website. Let me put up the website, guys. It's Learning Hub Academy. I'm going to put up the website so you guys can see it. It's Learning Hub Academy, guys. So I want you guys to go there and subscribe. Let me put it up. Let me put up the website. So it's Learning Hub Academy. And I want you guys to go there and subscribe. Remember, I told you that your subscription is free. You can add the courses. We're making all the courses available, and then you get to use them. And if you like the platform, then you can subscribe. So that's it. You go to Learning Hub Group and you simply click on Learning Hub Academy. All right. So guys, 21 years in the business. We've been doing this for a very long time. I tell people all the time, in 2010, when we didn't even have Zoom, we had a platform called WebEx. We were teaching students live. I partnered at the time with Harvard University, the Harvard, and we were having live classes for Jamaican students. Back in 2010, that was way before the pandemic. That was way before Zoom was a thing, right? So we've been doing this for 21 years. And guys, every single year when it's close to exam, I come on and I give of myself, give of my time. I love doing it. I enjoy working with you students. And outside of this time, I have classes on Learning Hub Academy. So parents, if you want your children to participate in my class, just go to Learning Hub Academy, look for the Zoom classes or look for whichever class you want and register. Even if you don't want to do a class, but you just want to, use the content on the website, you can do so. All right, guys, have a good evening. See you tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. If you know someone with an intellectual challenge, let them come on because we're going to have something special for them. We have digitized the curriculum for students with intellectual disability. So those students can benefit from using the content online. We're going to make some more enhancement to that content. We're going to add, persons interpreting for students who can't hear and so on. We're going to do some really great things on Learning Hub Academy. But for now, students who are suffering from intellectual disability, you can actually come on and get your content digitized. All right. So guys, I want you to, if you know somebody who falls into that cohort, I want you to tell them. Somebody said, "Put me up." Let me put you up, and let them know that they can come on and they can benefit from that content, that work that we have just done. All right, guys. See you tomorrow. Share the live. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And it was a pleasure having all at one point 80 out of you on the live. Tell your friends tomorrow, and it's the same Zoom link. So don't wait for me to send you a link, or don't wait for my staff to send you a link. It's the same, not Zoom, sorry. It's the same YouTube channel that we're going to be using for the entire time up to exam. All right. Bye, guys.